I am about ready to start painting. But before I do that, I want to tell you I took a few minutes and went back through my previous videos to find the one where I opened this lovely house up where I got it mailed to me. And guess what? It was like a year ago. So I've gone back and changed the name of that video to include the words three, the number three, fish, Wolverine. So if you want to watch me open this up a year ago, you can go back and look at that video. As I looked at it, I could see that it did come with the original chimney. So I looked in my box of chimneys and there it is. Now this, I'm going to take it apart, flatten it out. I showed in a previous video how I do that, photograph it, and then I'll bend it back together so I can use it for this house. But if anybody needs a photo replica and wants to place their house on this, their chimney on this particular house, that will be available to them. The other thing I saw in that video that I had forgotten about is there was one more piece to that house that I put up because it has this plastic awning attached to it. And it's supposed to have 3 pegs attached and there's only 1 peg left. And I wanted to make sure that that would be protected and not broken off. So I had that put in another spot here in my workshop to keep it safe. So I've gotten it out and given it a clean up, washed it off as well as the chimney. Now I'm ready to start to paint. Step number 1 of painting is to mix up what I call dollhouse white. Now dollhouse white, on these vintage dollhouses, this white is not a bright white. It's an off-white. So I mix up white and put a little brown in it to match this. And I will go through the house and anything that should be white, like that little dot there, I'll just put a little dot of white paint on that, dollhouse white. Here's another one here. And I would do that on every single piece. Now you've seen me do that before, so I'm not going to do it on camera. Let me get it done and I will be right back. I have now gone through and touched up all the little white areas, even along here if it looked a little chipped, to make it look just as nice as I can make it look. So let's move on to the issue that's the most serious one. And I don't think it's very serious, but there are 2 rusty areas and one is right in here. And this is definitely on the wall, definitely going to show. This is mostly up here, this will show, but this is probably going to be, I think, under the floor. But since it's quite rusty and corroded, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up and paint it too. And then here on the floor where those join, there must have been moisture in there because there's also along here corrosion and rust. Now, to start with for paint, here's my palette. I use this is like a plastic cutting board, and like you might get at the Dollar Tree, I have covered it with wax paper or parchment paper. So after a while, I pull that off, throw it away, and I don't even have to bother washing it. I can start with put more paper on it and start with a nice fresh palette. I use acrylic paint, so if there's anything I don't like, I can wipe it off easily and start over. If I don't like it completely, I can just start over. The other thing is, usually when you've got this much dark color, it's going to take 2 coats. So the first coat, I'm not as concerned about a color match. Then I can adjust the color as I need to for the second coat. But before we're ready to paint, we're going to sand this. Anything that feels raised, corroded above where it feels thicker here, where it's brown than the rest of it, I'm going to use sandpaper and sand that down. Even right here, I'll sand a little bit. These really small areas, I probably won't sand, even if it's a little rough, too small to be concerned about. But anything that's like big like this, and there's some on here too that is also quite corroded, I will sand. Now, when I sand, let me get some sandpaper out. I use just a little piece. I tear it off and then I'm going to fold it up, and then I would just sand in a very isolated area. Put my finger there and sand just a very isolated area at a time, just right there where the tip of my finger is. This is a pretty fine grit. It's 220 grit. The bigger the number, the finer the grit, and you want a pretty fine grit. I'm just going to sand gently. This is not quite as concerned because this flat part down here is going to be covered. This on the wall, I'll confine my sanding right to that area, little tiny circles, and same way here because some of this will be under the wall, but out here by my thumb will show. So I will do little tiny circles because you will sand the paint off. So I don't want to sand up here where the paint looks good, then I'd have to worry about patching it too. So you want to use little tiny circles when you sand. And after I sand it, I'll use a damp cloth and wipe off that rust dust that I have gotten loose. Okay, that is much smoother to the touch. That corrosion is not raised up like it was. And partway through, I remembered to get a paper towel laid down here. I'm glad I did. Look at the rust dust that came off of that. And that just keeps it from getting all over my work table and making a mess. So I try to stay ahead of that messy stuff. Okay, I'm going to mix up some more off-white paint. And anything that looks like it would benefit from a light color paint, I'm going to go ahead and put on, even down here where it's going to be brown, because my first coat, this is going to take more than one coat. And look, you can see that it's a lot darker now, almost black, rather than that rust color. So you can see I've taken a lot of that rust off. So this one, I'm going to put a coat of white, dollhouse white, which means it's an off-white, along there. And this lower part of the wall is supposed to be white. And even this I might put white on. It's going to take more than one coat to cover that. So anything that looks like it would benefit from a light color, I'm going to put some dollhouse white on there. Same way with this floor here. Now, something you might not know about paint when you're mixing up your colors. The paint always dries a little bit darker than it is when it's wet. So don't be real concerned about your color match on your first coat, but remember as you mix it on your palette, remember it's going to dry just a little bit darker. Okay, I've put some dollhouse white along here. I will go back and color correct where this should be green. I will make it green, but like right here on the living room floor at the very edge, there was a little bit of brown. I'll put a little dollhouse white on there and then kind of smudge that off. I may not go back and do anything else to that. This will be right at the very edge, at the very back of the house. I may not even bother to put any more green on there. Just put that white on there and smudge it off, and it looks so much cleaner and better than it did. Or I'm going to put another coat of white on here, and then we'll put some color back on the spots that need it. I have put another coat of white along the kitchen, and I think that's all I'm going to do. I didn't even have to mix up any yellow. Remember, the wall is going to come right along here and cover all of this part up. Let me get this wall here and I will show you. Remember those little flat loops go down into those little slots there. I may not get it fit in exactly, but just to show you, see how that wall covers up all of that part of that floor. So I don't think I'll do anything more. Now I'm going to paint a little more on here because this is going to show. So I'm going to paint a little more along there. But I don't know that I will do anything here where that wall covers. I'll do this green out here. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you. There was a spot out here in the middle of the floor, and you maybe can't even see it, but right there, it's just a little bit darkish, a little bit dark. And I'm just going to put some of this on there, that dollhouse white, and then wipe it off and then call that good. Because this floor, you can see it's not exactly flat green. It's green and got some white or cream in it. So that just blends into that pattern and makes it look like the rest of that floor without doing anything additional. Let me get some brown paint mixed up and we'll do that brown part. I think I have this about done. I have put some brown along in here. Remember, a lot of that will be covered up. I've started to swirl some of that browner up here where that's going to be grass. So I'm going to mix a little green in there and put another layer of green kind of sponged over it. Over here, I think the kitchen's done. All I did was that dollhouse white along there and got it even up onto the yellow where it was a little brownish. That's looking really good. And this piece I think is done too. The only thing left on here is there was a little tiny brown rust spot right there. I put some dollhouse white on it so you can see it's white. I've got to just dot a little bit of blue paint on there. Otherwise, I think this piece is done. Let's get a little green mixed up and put a little green here along our grassy area. I'm using a real bright green. I'd almost call that like a Kelly green. This says Jubilee green on it, but I'd almost call it a Kelly green. But the secret to making that muted down is to put a little brown and white in there. So let me mix up some brown and white and see if we can get that sage color that we need. Here's what I have so far. It came out to be kind of an olive green, and I like that. And if that's too dark, we'll put another layer of lighter on top. We'll kind of want to layer those colors so it's not just one solid blurb of green. See how up here it's like green and brown? That's the original paint. We're going to see if we can kind of match that. Let's get a little green on there first. Then we'll go back and add a little highlights and some lowlights if we need to kind of blend that in with what's already there. Now, in an effort to blend it, I've added some quite a bit lighter color to kind of tip on the top of that to just kind of layer that like it is the rest of the way. And one secret about doing that is kind of turn your brush as you go, spin it left, right, so that it doesn't end up polka dotted. It ends up kind of randomly, sort of, you know, light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. I think we need a little more color blending and a little more brown. It's really starting to get blended nicely now. This is the part I just did. And again, now I'm putting a little bit darker brown on top. Doing that same, turn my brush. Let's get a little more brown mixed in there. I'm just mixing my brown right into the top of that olive green color I was using, just to darken it up and make it a little more random variety of shades. I think I'm pretty happy with that. It's, you know, very much all kind of random. Remember, this is how your grass would look. And they have painted that very realistic on here, light and dark. That looks like rust, but it's not. That's just some brown mixed in. And as I came down here, I tried to do that same thing. Put some brown and some light and just kind of mix it up. And again, down here, this looks like rust, but it's not. It's some brown mixed in there. So I've tried to replicate that. And remember, your lawn's going to be very random, and so is the painting on here. I think I'm going to call that grass good. I am done painting, and it looks so good. See, it's going to go like that. Look at how nice that's going to look compared to how it was before. Now, the next step is I'm going to photograph all these walls. I like to photograph them, share them with my dollhouse friends. They're stored on a Facebook group, so if anybody needs them, they can print them off. So if you're missing a wall, they can print that off and actually construct a wall, a replica wall, just like the original. And I have done that on one of my houses. One of my houses up here has got several replica walls in it that I just printed off from previous photos that I've taken. So let me take pictures of it, then I'll come back, then we're going to polish it and put it together. Let's do a recap on the new finish polish. I'm not going to show you exactly how I did that because I did that on a recent video. So check my most recent house rehab video and you'll see exactly how to do this. But I'm going to give you a summary. I apply this thin coat on every piece, front and back and top and bottom, and then let it dry to a haze. It takes about 5 minutes for it to dry, and then just wipe it off with a microfiber cloth, and it really brings out the shine in these pieces. I don't know if we can see on there, see how pretty that shine is now, and I think it helps protect it too. There's one more thing I want to do on this house before I put it together. I'm a little concerned that these shingles are so worn, faded. That must have been in the sunlight because their actual color should be bright red like the bottom of the house. So what I have done is I have copy pasted my picture of these shingles that are bright red to a Word document, sized them the right size. These shingles or shutters are a little bit smaller than these, a little bit shorter. So I got the right size. Printed them out onto just typing paper using my color printer, and they came out pretty good. So I'm going to affix these on here just to make that a little brighter color. Won't that be pretty? I also covered these with packing tape, so they'll have a little shine to them. I think I'm going to attach these with like a glue stick. I don't want to use anything permanent, and I don't want to use anything like tape that would leave a residue on there. So I think I'm going to use a glue stick and see how that goes. Look, this is going to look a lot better. Now I thought just here along the inside a little bit, you could still see that faded area. So I put a little bit of red paint there right next to the window in case that would show. Let's go ahead and get our glue stick out and attach these and see how it looks. I'm really excited. That looks so much better. Nothing gives me more pleasure than to breathe new life back into these pretty houses. So it's not an exact match for that lower level, but it looks so much better. It's not near as faded as it was. So that will attach like that. Okay, all we have to do now is put it together. Oh, exciting.